Today I am back in the historic and beautiful city of Antigua here in Guatemala to pick up where I left off last time and check out a couple things that I didn't get to see. So welcome back to the channel. My name is Ian. I'm known as WanderBeard around these parts. And yeah, I am back in Antigua, Guatemala for my second time. I've actually been here for a couple of days getting some work done and wanted to take this opportunity, since I'm passing through the area again, to actually go and check out a couple of sites in the city that I didn't get to see the last time that I was here. Just getting started here. I'm just standing right here in front of the main cathedral. This is the church and convent de la Merced here in the city. It is a beautiful colonial yellow and white painted building. We saw this the last time that I was here. They were actually doing some, I believe, Easter celebrations, and it was really beautiful inside. If you go check out my previous clip from Antigua here at this church. Of course, standing here in Antigua, we are just sort of in the shadow, so to speak, of the ever-present Volcán de Agua, which you can just see there. It's actually quite hazy here at the moment, so it's barely recognizable, but it is there and ever-present here in the city. So I thought today we're going to head over towards the market area, but not to the market itself. One of the biggest things that I wanted to check out here last time that I didn't get a chance to was actually the Ruins of La Recoleccion. And it's just about 5 minutes from here where I'm standing. So we're gonna head over there, talk a little bit about its history, and have a look around. We're actually just walking past my second stop, which we'll come back to afterwards. But this is the ruins of the convent of San Geronimo here in Antigua. You see this beautiful design here over the arch and doorway. I'll take another picture of it here too. It's a little easier to see that way. So we just made our way up the street there about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, and we have arrived here at the park. We are at the ruins of the convent of the Recollection here in Antigua. The admission fee was 40 quetzales for international visitors, which works out to, I don't know, $7 or $8 or something. And yeah, this already looks amazing. We're going to take a walk up through. There's some beautiful garden area here outside the park. It kind of encircles it, but we're going to go up and have a look in the middle here first. So this building, as I mentioned, is the ruins of the convent of the Recollects. And the Recollects was a religious group that built this building. It suffered through numerous earthquakes, which is why it is sort of in a ruined state as it is here today. But a beautiful building that you can see. There's even a giant piece laying here on the ground that was separated from the original building. So this building suffered through 4 separate severe earthquakes throughout its history. It took them 17 years to build this building. They started it in 1701 and finished it in 1717. Just 34 years after completion, the first of 4 major earthquakes hit this building and caused much of the destruction. There was a second, far more severe earthquake known as the Santa Maria earthquake in 1773 that finally caused the building to be fully abandoned and left in its current state as it's seen today. Two more recent earthquakes in 1917 and 1976 further destabilized the building, and since that time, building pieces were removed from here to use in construction for other buildings around the town. Eventually, it was marked as a heritage site for the country and is now under protected status. You can see here just the kind of devastation that happened, and just it's amazing to see what remains today. So I think the best course of action is we'll take a walk up through here, through the original front arch, and have a look inside. Wow. Standing here, you really get a sense of just how much material fell into this place. I mean, here, this would have been two separate layers. Like, there's doorways here that are completely buried. Now, I believe this building also has a series of underground catacombs attached to it, but I do not believe that they are publicly accessible. I mean, given the instability of the rest of this place, you can kind of understand why. Here again is another example. I mean, we are, almost at surface level, and here's a doorway with columns that's half buried underground. This building must have looked unbelievable when it was finished. So here's an example here where this would have been like the second floor of the building. I believe these may have actually been entrances to the old catacombs at one point. These now bricked off entryways. Just standing over on this side too, and it really gives you some perspective where you can see this top piece of the arch that's gone. That would have been a completed arch, and then the roof above that. So, I mean, this building must have been massive at the time when it was first built. One of the nerdy movie facts for you about this place, Jack Nicholson's movie The Border actually filmed some of its initial earthquake sequences inside this building. So it's featured in that movie if you ever have seen it or plan to see it. Parts of this building are in the opening sequence of that movie, which is kind of neat. I'm going to try and get over this way, and then around the outside of the building as well. There's actually some more stuff to see out there, which I think is going to be kind of cool. But what a cool place. Antigua is full of old ruins, buildings that have been destroyed by successive earthquakes over the years. This place is very prone to them. But these ones are, these are pretty cool because I just like how it's sort of been left. A lot of this masonry and brickwork that was in the middle of the building still sits here on the grounds today. And you can certainly even see here, some of the fine lines that would have been on corners much higher up in the building. Let's go take a walk around to the right. I saw some people heading over there earlier because I think there's more stuff to see. What a neat place. Again, a beautiful green space out here in front. Really nice and quiet sort of back here. Just gonna head up into here to the right a little bit, have a little look around. It actually continues, I think, over this way as well. But that is, looks like it's still being worked on. So here's the main part of the building we were just in, and this is another green space that was built with, you can see all this building around it. We're actually going to head over here and have a little look. You can get under it a little bit, but not down to the catacombs that I mentioned earlier. All directly sitting right in the shadow of Volcan Agua. So we're just inside part of the building that's still standing here. There's actually a danger sign on that. I'm going to guess that is where you go for the catacombs, but it is locked and not accessible, which is fine. Let's take a little walk up this way first, and then we'll explore some more down here. This place just keeps going. I have to admit, I fully thought that it was just sort of the main building when I got here, but there's way more to it. Getting ready to add some more plants, it looks like. This almost looks like some of the original tile work that would have been here at the time. Very peaceful back here too. I'm just kind of wandering now, like this place is just huge. What I find really amazing is that all this space, this entire building, the cloisters, the main building, the catacombs, all of this was built over 17 years and only ever held 35 friars from the Recollection in total. What a massive amount of space and dedication to build all this. There's even little bits of the decorative ceiling that was made here. But you can see here all the intertwined lines and then the floral patterns over here on the edges. Just incredible. Let's take a walk down this way. It's pretty dark in here, but I'll try and keep it away from the light so that it shows up a bit better on my camera. We're going to take a walk over to the other side here now and have a look over there too. There's actually not much over on this side, but it does kind of help give some sense of scale to the overall size of the building over here, with this wall being mostly intact in spots. But you can really see it here, you know, how high these walls reached. So there's another one of those openings at the top there we saw on the other side that was broken. That's basically a mostly complete one, I would say. So yeah, I would say that if you're in Antigua and you're sort of in the downtown area and you're checking out the Arch and you're checking out all the sort of usual things, take the extra 5 or 10 minutes and come over here to the Ruins of the Recollection, because this place is very impressive even in its current state. It's remarkable to see these kind of buildings that went up. Again, took 17 years to build it, and then, you know, not even 35 years later, suffered its first devastating earthquake. And we're still talking 300 years ago, and it still stands here today as it remains. Well, I'm just heading back from the ruins, and figured out, since I was in the neighborhood, take a walk back underneath the world famous Antigua Arch here again. And it's not as busy as it was. I walked through here yesterday without my camera, and it was absolutely bonkers. So of course we get Volcan de Agua in the background, and then as you walk up here, of course, you get the arch, and then the cathedral at the end of the road, which is quite nicely only about a half a block from where I'm staying. But you can see that the street is always filled with tourists and vendors and weird people like me with a camera in their face. But it's a beautiful old cobblestone street. You know, so much history here, and definitely worth coming by to check out. You can sort of see that the sun's starting to set, so we're getting kind of this backlight now from the arch, which is really pretty. Anyway, we're headed this way. Gonna head back to my place, get some more work done, and yeah, enjoy the time I have left here in Guatemala and Antigua specifically. I have one more day here tomorrow, and then I'm off to Guatemala City for just a couple of days, and then El Salvador after that. And here we are back at the Cathedral de la Merced, and the park that's out in front. This is actually pretty much where we just started a little while ago, just over here in the park, and it's really great. I'm actually going to show you where I'm staying. It's nothing super fancy, but the location can't be beat, so we'll go over and have a look at that next. So I'm just about to head out to Guatemala City today from here in Antigua, but wanted to give you a quick review of where I stayed here in Antigua for the last 3 nights. Been a good spot. It's really close to everything. It's like a block and a half from the cathedral and 2.5 blocks to the arch, and there's tons of like local restaurants and shops and everything right around this area. So it's a fantastic location, and would definitely recommend it, with some caveats, which I'll get to in a minute. So this is the room that I had for the last 3 nights. Yes, there are 3 beds, even though I really only needed 1. I actually ended up pushing these 2 together, so I had 1 bigger bed, and which worked out great. And there's no windows, but there is a bit of a skylight here, so it lets in some light in the mornings. Work desk here, which was great. And this place that I'm staying in has, I think, 6 different rooms for rent, and there are 3 shared bathrooms. Now, this place never had more than 3 people in it, so the shared bathrooms were basically private bathrooms the whole time I was here. I'll give you a little walk outside here in a second, just to show you the rest. So this was my shared / private bathroom. Nice big walk-in shower with a nice hot water there through the electric shower head, which worked great. Sink, toilet, all the usual stuff there. And then there was a little wash area here, sort of like a sink for washing dishes, because there's actually a full kitchen here as well. So this full kitchen was free to use. Nice big refrigerator for storing food and stuff in. Good sitting area with a TV here. Stove, toaster oven, coffee maker, you know, lots of dishes and stuff like that. Great little setup here for that. And there was even a little seating area here, which I didn't use. This actually just goes right out to the street. The door is closed at the moment, but this is actually like a tour agency and stuff out front. So there's more bathrooms. There's another bathroom actually right there. And I think there was one just right here too. So there's the 3 bathrooms in total. More room is back there. So yeah, that is the grand tour here where I stayed. My only caveat or complaint I guess I would have about the place is that these beds were hard. These were some of the hardest beds I've slept on anywhere in my entire trip. Luckily I had 3 pillows that I could kind of use to side sleep on a little bit, I guess is the best way to put it, which did help a bit, but my back is sore today after sleeping on these beds for 3 nights. So if you like a hard bed, perfect. If you like a softer bed, or if you have problems with hard beds, I probably wouldn't recommend this place just because of the firmness of the beds. And it's been a common thing that I've seen throughout Guatemala, both this time and when I was here before. I would often run into places that had really hard beds, and I never quite understood it. I can understand people don't like super soft beds, but this is sort of the opposite. Other than that, Wi-Fi was great here. The staff was great here. They give you water and towels and shampoo and soaps and stuff for while you're staying here. Very helpful if you need information or if you have any questions. Everyone was great for that sort of thing. Easy to check in. I found this place on Airbnb. Spoke to the host actually in advance to kind of find out, is one room better than the other for the Wi-Fi, just because where I'm working, uploading videos and stuff all the time, it's always good to have strong Wi-Fi. And this room was room number 3 as it's identified on Airbnb, and it was great. So for this place, I paid about $17 US per night while I stayed here. I actually paid in advance through Airbnb for the first couple of nights, and then added one more night paying cash, and ended up being 130 quetzales, which is around the same $17. So great spot. Again, it's so close to everything. If you're just looking for a place to crash, while you're out exploring the city, definitely a great place to choose. I'll put the information here on the screen. Check it out if you're interested in looking for a very affordable place to stay in Antigua that's very close to all the action. It is probably 2 meters in diameter and would almost take the amount of coffee that I drink in one day.